There is a particular challenge that faces any long-running ensemble adventure story. At the beginning of the Legend of Vox Machina's penultimate season, a year has passed. The heroes have won, their great enemy, the Chroma Conclave, has been defeated, and the world has been saved. Now someone has to answer the question that victory always defers. What comes next? The Legend of Vox Machina Season 4 has an answer, and it arrives in the form of a musical number about fucking shit up, performed by Grog. Travis Willingham's magnificently dim-witted barbarian quickly recaps 3 seasons of monster-slaying mayhem with the cheerful absurdity that has always been the show's most reliable pleasure. It is inventive, genuinely funny, and visually creative, and it announces immediately that The Legend of Vox Machina is entering its final 2 seasons with the same anarchic confidence that has defined it from the beginning. But the 3-episode Season 4 premiere is more interested in what the victory cost than in celebrating it. As I said, a year has passed since the defeat of the Chroma Conclave, and the world of Exandria has not simply healed itself in the interim. Towns remain ruined, people have suffered and died in ways that Vox Machina's heroism could not prevent. The show is honest about this in ways that lesser adventure narratives are not. Saving the world, it turns out, does not automatically mean saving everyone in it. A cult has emerged in the wreckage, worshipping an ominous figure known only as the Whispered One. The show keeps the specifics deliberately vague for now, but the threat it establishes is immediately distinguishable from anything Vox Machina has faced before. Not a monster to be slain, but an ideology to be confronted. A community of true believers whose faith will make them considerably harder to defeat than even dragons. The absence of Scanlan Shorthalt is genuinely felt in these opening episodes. The Bard's particular brand of chaotic comedic energy was, for 3 seasons, one of the show's primary sources of pleasure. But the solution the story provides is Taryon Darrington, a wealthy fanboy of Vox Machina who fancies himself an adventurer and arrives accompanied by a robot biographer of his own construction. Wayne Brady voices Darrington with an improvisational looseness that gives him the feeling of someone who has simply decided to ignore the script, a man so thoroughly convinced of his own narrative importance that reality is forced to accommodate him. And the premiere establishes him as one of the most entertaining new additions the series has ever introduced. Among the returning protagonists, Pike is the one who emerges as the premiere's most emotionally substantial thread. Still reeling from her crisis of faith in the previous season, still processing Scanlan's departure, she arrives at these episodes at her lowest point. Uncertain of the team's moral legacy, uncertain of her own purpose, and uncertain of whether the good they have done outweighs the harm they could not prevent. Her journey across these 3 episodes feels genuinely consequential, rather than melodramatic, and it suggests that Season 4 intends to push her further than the show has previously dared. The animation remains as vibrant and kinetically inventive as ever. Dynamic action sequences bursting with color, easy to follow even at their most elaborate. Getting to watch Keyleth tackle her Aramente once and for all is one of the series' most visually stunning sequences. The show's visual identity has always been one of its strongest assets, and Season 4 opens with that standard firmly intact. Here is what these 3 episodes ultimately establish. The Legend of Vox Machina is not simply setting up another season of adventure, it's asking a harder question. One that the best fantasy stories always eventually have to ask. Not, can these heroes save the world, but what does saving the world actually mean? What do you owe the people you couldn't reach in time? What does victory cost, and who pays the price? That is a genuinely interesting question for a show kicking off its final 2 seasons to be asking. The Legend of Vox Machina Season 4 is streaming now on Amazon Prime Video. Subscribe to Fandom Frontline for more reviews as the season continues, and let me know in the comments. Are you a Critical Role fan coming in with full knowledge of what's coming? Or are you experiencing the story for the first time through the show? Either way, I want to know what you thought of the 3-part Season 4 premiere.